Welcome to Masculiterature, the channel where we analyze the intersection between masculinity and culture. Today we'll be asking the following question. What is the relationship between Marxism and masculinity? Marxism, as a social, political, and economic theory, was developed by Marx and Friedrich Engels in the mid-19th century. It analyzes the class struggle, the historical development of societies, and the critique of capitalism. While Marxism does not inherently address gender or masculinity directly, it provides a theoretical framework for understanding the interplay between economic systems, social systems, and power dynamics, which can be applied to the examination of masculinity and gender relations. In traditional Marxist analysis, the emphasis is placed on class struggle and the division of society into the bourgeoisie, who own the means of production, and the proletariat, who sell their labor for wages. Gender, as a social construct, was not a central concern for Marx and Engels. However, Engels, in his work The Origin of the Family, Private Property, and the State, argued that the oppression of women arose alongside the development of private property and class society. While this analysis does not focus specifically on masculinity, it lays the groundwork for understanding the historical development of gender relations and the emergence of patriarchal systems. Marxist feminism, which emerged as a distinct theoretical perspective in the 20th century, seeks to analyze gender relations and the oppression of women through the lens of Marxist theory. Marxist feminists argue that the capitalist system perpetuates and reinforces patriarchal structures by exploiting women's labor, both in the workplace and in the domestic sphere. This perspective maintains that dismantling capitalism and establishing a more equitable economic system is essential for achieving gender equality. Regarding masculinity, Marxist theory can be employed to understand how capitalist systems and patriarchal social structures shape and perpetuate traditional notions of masculinity. These notions are often associated with dominance, competitiveness, and the capacity to provide for one's family. In a capitalist society, men may be encouraged to embody these traits in order to succeed within the economic system and maintain their position within the social hierarchy. In this context, masculinity is intertwined with class and economic power, and traditional masculine ideals may serve to maintain and justify existing social inequalities. Critics of Marxism argue that its focus on class struggle and economic systems can sometimes overshadow the importance of gender, race, and other intersecting social identities. Intersectional feminism, for example, emphasizes the need to consider multiple forms of oppression and the ways in which they interact and mutually reinforce one another. While Marxism provides valuable insights into the relationship between economic systems and gender relations, it may not fully capture the complexities of contemporary masculinities and their intersections with other social identities. But did Marx himself have good relationships with women? Karl Marx's personal relationships are not as well documented as his intellectual contributions, but available evidence suggests that his relationships with women were complex and multifaceted. One of the most significant relationships that Marx had was with his wife, Jenny von Westphalen. Jenny, who came from an aristocratic family, married Marx despite their differing social backgrounds. They had a long-lasting and devoted partnership, which produced 7 children, though only 3 survived to adulthood. Their marriage was marked by periods of severe financial hardship, but Jenny remained supportive of Marx's work throughout their life together. While there were rumors of infidelity on Marx's part, there is no solid evidence to confirm these claims. Marx's relationship with his daughters, Jenny, Laura, and Eleanor, was also notable. He was known to be an affectionate and involved father who took an active interest in their upbringing and education. His daughters later became politically active, engaging with socialist and feminist movements. Eleanor, in particular, played a significant role in advancing workers' rights and was an advocate for women's equality. A controversial aspect of Marx's relationships with women is his alleged affair with Helena Demuth, the Marx family's housekeeper. Helena gave birth to a son, Frederick Demuth, who is believed by some to be Marx's illegitimate child. This claim is based mostly on a statement by Friedrich Engels on his deathbed, where he took responsibility for fathering the child to protect Marx's reputation. However, the truth of the matter remains inconclusive. In terms of his intellectual relationships with women, Marx's work did not focus explicitly on gender issues, and his primary intellectual partners were men, such as Friedrich Engels and other male contemporaries. However, he did maintain correspondence with various women who were engaged in the socialist movement and expressed concerns about the exploitation of women under capitalism. Engels, as I have mentioned, his close collaborator, delved deeper into the subject of gender in that work, The Origin of the Family, Private Property, and the State. It is challenging to make definitive statements about Marx's personal relationship with women, which further complicates our discussion of his relationship with masculinity and gender. While his marriage to Jenny von Westphalen appears to have been a devoted partnership, his relationships with other women like Helena Demuth are more ambiguous. It's essential to consider the historical context and the fact that Marx's private life was marked by significant financial struggles and personal challenges that likely influenced his relationship with those around him. Thank you for listening. If you liked what you heard and want to hear more about the relationship between masculinity and culture, please subscribe today. Thank you.